Electricity is a good thing to think about when we start talking about energy. Who can tell me something else that might pop into your head when I say energy? Noah?
Running.
Running. Okay, like energy that we have to move around. Chase, what's something that pops into your head when I say energy? What do you think about? Solar energy. Okay. Bella, what do you think?
Fire.
Okay, fire. Jadine, what do you think?
Thunder.
Okay, like thunder. So all of those are good examples of different kinds of energy. But energy is just what you need to do work, what you need to move something or change something. Okay? And energy can come in different types or groups or what we call forms. In fourth grade, we talk about a couple of different forms, different types of energy. Okay? To remember the different forms, the different types or groups of energy, I want you to use the word melts. Okay? MELTS. Like what cheese does when you put it on top of a hamburger. So each letter in the word melts stands for a different kind of energy. We can see them here. Okay, mechanical. Mechanical energy is made by moving parts. Okay, it could be the moving parts in a machine, or it could be moving parts in your body, like your muscles. There's a picture here of someone lifting weights. When you're lifting weights, that's an example of mechanical energy because there's moving parts. Who can think of something else they think might be another good example of mechanical energy? Energy made by moving parts. Kaylee, what do you think?
Um, like when you're trying to make a new formula, like you use your muscle on your wrist to stir the thing around.
Okay, so when you're stirring stuff up, you're using your wrist because it's got to move around to move the spoon, right? Okay. Who can think of another one? Alexa?
Like if you're riding a bike, you're controlling the wheels. Like you're moving your feet with for the wheels to move.
That is a very good one. When you're riding your bike, you have to use your feet to move the pedals, right? Otherwise, your bike's not going to go very far. Jada, what do you think would be another good example of something that's using mechanical energy? Okay, working out. Whether it's like this guy here in the picture lifting weights, or whether it's like doing jumping jacks like we might do at PE, or something like that. That's mechanical energy because you're having to move around, right? I don't know of any kind of workout that you can do where you just lay down still. That's called sleeping. That's not working out. Okay. The next one, we're probably pretty familiar with this. The next kind of energy, our E, is electrical. Okay. Electrical energy is made by moving electrons. So these are very little teeny tiny things. You can't really see them just by looking at them. But when they move, they create electricity. And normally we get electricity from batteries or from wall plugs, like when you plug something into the wall. What's something you can think of that needs electrical energy to work? Noah, what is something you can think of that needs electrical energy to work? Okay, your switch, right? Because if you use it and you use it and you use it too much, what happens to it, Noah?
It runs out of battery.
And then can you use it anymore? No, you have to charge it again, right? You have to give it more electrical energy so it can work. Kylie, what's something else that runs on electrical energy that needs it?
Um, a lamp.
A lamp. If you don't have a lamp plugged in or if you don't have batteries in the lamp and you click the power button, is it going to work? No, it
It
won't
won't.
work. Okay. Now, here's a question because we normally see things that need electrical energy. But what about making it? Where do you think the electrical energy comes from? Violet?
Well, electricity comes from the power. Well, kind of like from they make electricity at buildings, and then
I'm trying.
All right, they make it at buildings. What do you think those buildings could be called, Violet?
electricity. Well, I don't know what they're called, but I've seen like there are a bunch of
The power stations.
there's this gate around this place, and there's metal, like weird shapes everywhere, and then like the power lines outside of our houses.
Okay, you're absolutely right. It comes through the power lines outside the houses. Ezekiel put the power company. So an electrical factory or electrical plant or a power plant is where we get the electricity from. Okay, and usually they use these big machines we call generators. Okay, and if you looked inside, what it would look like is it's just got this one thing that's moving around in circles. It's just spinning and spinning and spinning. Like if you guys have a washing machine at your house that has the window in the front of it where you can see the clothes going around and around, it's something like that. They can use a lot of different things to spin the inside of it, but when it spins, when it turns, that's what's making that electrical energy. So the more it spins, the more electrical energy they can make, and the more electrical energy they can send through the power lines and into our houses. Okay, so our L type of energy is light energy. Light energy is pretty simple to think about. Light energy is the energy that we can see. Okay, so without light energy, it'd be very, very hard to see anything, to see colors, to see shapes, to see anything. It'd be very, very difficult to see without light energy. What's something that you can think of that gives us light energy, that helps us to see? Alexa?
Like those light bulbs.
Okay, so light bulbs. Very good. Jaylene? Jaylene, what's something that gives us light energy?
A flashlight.
A flashlight. Absolutely. So flashlight gives us one. Can anyone think of something else that gives us light energy?
Flashlight.
Yeah, flashlight. Jada, what's something else that gives us light energy? Oh, okay, was that your idea? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Jadine.
Uh, a lamp.
A lamp. A lamp can give us light energy. Alexa, did you have a different idea, or was that your idea?
It was my idea.
Yeah,
That's
was your
okay.
idea. Okay. All right. The letter T. The T energy is thermal energy. Sometimes people call this heat energy. Okay? Thermal energy makes the temperature of something change. Now, this is something that is pretty important as far as science goes. Okay? When we're talking about thermal energy, there's not like a cold thermal energy and a hot thermal energy. There's only thermal energy. So when something is getting colder, you're taking away the thermal energy. When something is getting hotter, you're giving it more thermal energy. So when, let's say you go to this grocery store and you buy popsicles, you got to put them in the freezer, right? Otherwise they melt and they're not as good. When you put popsicles in the freezer takes away, it sucks out some of that thermal energy, so it gets colder and it freezes. If you put something like, let's say, cookies, you have to bake them. When you put them in the oven gives them extra thermal energy, so that they warm up and they cook. What is something that you can think of that we give extra thermal energy to? We make hotter. Jadine?
The sun?
Okay, the sun gives us plenty of thermal energy, right? If you stay outside for a while, you start to get really sweaty and warm.
Yeah.
Alexa?
The stove whenever you cook eggs?
Okay, the stove. When you're cooking eggs, you turn on the stove and it has the thermal energy, the fire that comes up. Or if you have the different kind of stove, it might just be flat and that little circle part gets hot, or it has the coils. Those get hot. Christopher?
A grill.
A grill, absolutely. You're gonna go grill some burgers or some hot dogs or something like that. You need that heat, otherwise you're gonna have very cold burgers or hot dogs. Chase? What's something else that gives thermal energy? Hang on, Jada. Oh, okay, a computer. Absolutely. So a computer, as we're using it, and if we use it for a very long time, it can get very warm. The parts get pretty warm. Same thing is true of TVs. If you've ever watched TV for a while and then you go and touch the TV, like the the side or the back, it's pretty warm. What about something that takes away thermal energy? What's something that takes away that thermal energy, that makes something colder? Jada? What is something that will take away thermal energy? Ice. Ice can take away thermal energy. When you put ice around things, then the ice takes away that thermal energy and it cools it down. Jadine?
When it snows?
Snow, but snow is little pieces of ice, right? So kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Messiah had a good idea. The freezer. The freezer takes away thermal energy. Okay, now the S for our melts. The S is sound energy. So sound energy is the energy you can hear. Now we can't see the sound energy, but a fireplace would give thermal energy. You're right, Jada. So a sound is waves that move through the air. We can't see them, but they're moving through the air. And what happens is as they move through the air, they reach your ears and those waves go into your ear, and that's how you're able to hear them. Okay? So anything that gets between you and those sound waves can make them sound different because then the waves have to go around it. So something like having a piece of cloth over your mouth will make it sound different because there's something in the way that's not letting those sound waves go like normal. Or like sometimes when you're eating and you got a mouthful of food and you try talking with that mouthful of food, you have a bunch of stuff in your mouth, so the sound waves coming out of your mouth are going to be a little bit different. It's going to sound different. When you're sick and you've got lots of boogers in like your nose, and sometimes your throat gets scratchy, that changes the way that you sound because there's gunk and boogers and stuff that's preventing those sound waves from coming out like normal. Jadine?
Like when you use your phone and it has sound?
Yeah, when you use your phone, you have the sound turned up. That's making the sound energy. If you have speakers, like computer speakers or speakers, like for a TV set or for an entertainment set, and they're on, you're listening to music or you're watching a movie or something. If you go and you touch them very lightly, you got to be careful with them, but if you touch them very lightly while there's music playing or while there's people talking, you can actually feel them moving. The other thing is if you hum or you talk and you put your hands here on your throat, you can actually feel the vocal cords, the inside of your throat moving as you're talking or as you're humming. Yes, Alexa.
Like in The Grinch, whenever he's asleep, his alarm goes on, and there's like these Christmas songs that play, and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, exactly like that. If you ever see, especially they use them a lot in cartoons and in movies. This old style of alarm clock, and it's got like two bells up on top, and it's got a little teeny tiny hammer, and it just goes back and forth, and it smacks the bells. Whenever that little hammer smacks one of the bells, like the alarm clock, it starts to shake, and that's what makes that sound. So it's all caused by waves, by vibrations in the air. All right. Now this part, I need you. Yep, like that one. Exactly like that one, Alexa. Okay, this next part is something, or has something for you to do. So we're going to go to classwork. Our topic is going to be science. And what we're looking for is types of energy matching. All right, types of energy matching. We're going to go ahead and open that up. And what we're going to do, it says types of energy matching. It should be the very first thing under the science topic. Should be. But it'll look like this when you open it up. So it's got like this blue cloud with like lightning and stuff in it. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to use those melts, those different kinds of energy. Okay? The mechanical, electrical, light, thermal, and sound. And each page kind of has some examples of different types of energy. And we're going to look at what kind of energy is in each picture, each example. Now, some kinds of energy, or some examples can show more than one kind of energy.
It shows the answers.
I know, I said we're going over it. But it doesn't show the answers for all of them, just for some of them. So the ones that it doesn't have, those are the ones that you need to figure out. Okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of these. So the first one shows a guitar. Okay, and as the person... Oh, yes, Jadine.
Are 3 of them supposed to be like one? 4 of them are supposed to be blank?
Yeah, like I said, some of them are blank. Those are the ones that we're figuring out.
Oh,
Did we do this?
just wondering.
The ones that are blank, Ezekiel, yes. The ones that are already done, we're just going to talk about.
So, did we do this?
No, not yet. We're starting.
Oh.
The first one is what kind of energy is being made. And they have a picture of someone playing guitar. Okay? So the first thing is they're using mechanical energy because they have to move their fingers. But they're also making sound energy. Because as they play the guitar, they're making sound. Because every time they move a string or something like that, it creates a sound. That's how you play the guitar. The next one shows us solar panels. So solar panels are these big, well, they can be big, they don't have to be. But solar panels are like in this picture, these flat, and usually they're like a blue or a black color. These flat, kind of shiny surfaces. And they stick them out where light can hit them, like sunlight. And when the sunlight hits them, yeah, like on your roof, a lot of people will put them on the roof. When the sun hits them, they can be used to make electricity. So people will put them on their roof so that way when the sun is shining, they can get electricity from them. So this one, and I actually need to move this one because it's not making any light energy. It's only making electrical energy. Yes, Alexa.
Do we do that?
If it's already done like this one, no. The
Okay,
ones that,
So,
so like these ones later on, these ones that just have the check marks on the side, those are the ones that you have to figure out. These ones we're just
Oh,
talking
okay.
about them.
Okay, thank you.
So these thermal panels, and I'm sorry I had to move one because I accidentally had it over here. It doesn't make light energy. It only makes electrical energy. Because the sun is what's giving us the light. This is making electrical energy. The next one's a picture of a stove. So stove, oh sorry, I need to move that one too. When the stove is on like this, it's making thermal energy. So we're heating up whatever it is we're cooking. And oh, I put this one in the wrong place. This one should actually go under light energy, especially if you've got this kind of stove. You've got this kind of stove when you turn it on, the fire, if you didn't have a light on in the kitchen, which if you're cooking, you really should. But if you don't, for whatever reason, the fire would also give you light. Now, if you have a different kind of stove, the kind that, let's say it's just a flat top, when you turn on the stove, a lot of times those circles where you put the pots or the pans to cook, when you leave them on for a while, they start to turn red. Or if you have the kind that has like the circles, the coils on it, when you have those on, they start to turn red. They'll glow and they'll give off a little bit of light. It's not a whole lot. It's not enough to light up the whole room, but it's a little bit of light. Okay?
Mr. Enough that you could see?
Kind of. You might be able to see very close to the stove, but again, not enough to light up like a whole room.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Alexa.
Wait, what is that picture right there that looks like the settings on a phone?
That one is mechanical energy because that means that there's moving parts.
Oh, okay. So it's like if they're moving?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
This next one, this TV, this is making light energy, it's making thermal energy, and it's making sound energy. Because you can hear whatever movie or TV show you're watching. Like we talked about earlier, if you leave the TV on for a long time, it starts to get very hot. And it's got light on. If you have a TV in your room and you're trying to go to bed and you have the TV on, sometimes it's a little bit harder because the TV is very bright and it makes a lot of light in your room and it might be harder for you to go to sleep. Okay, so speaking of mechanical energy, this one, this picture, this example, it's showing us mechanical energy. We can see that he's pulling his arm back. He's getting ready to throw the football. And if you've ever, especially if you watch football, even though the cameras are pretty far away from them, you can hear them when they're playing and they're always shouting to each other about where to go or anything like that because they have to know if they're able to catch the ball or if they're telling them don't pass it to me yet or anything like that. So they shout back and forth to each other, and since they're moving around, you have mechanical energy as well. This picture, this person playing the drums. We've got energy being made here too. We've got mechanical because he has to move his arms and his legs to play the drums. And we have sound energy because as they start to play the drums, you can hear them. And I don't know if you guys have ever been around people when they're playing the drums. They can get really, really loud when they play the drums. Number 9. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, whenever I go, like the ones that you are on, they don't have check marks on them.
Okay, so if they don't have them on them, then you can put them on there.
Okay, thank you.
So these ones that we're doing together, that's fine if you copy mine. The ones that you need to do are the ones that, like these ones down here that don't have any. Okay. The next one. We have someone using a flashlight out at night. So, oh, sorry, we're not making electrical energy. We are using it because you have to put batteries in your flashlight. Otherwise, your flashlight won't work very well. But we're making light energy because when you click on that flashlight, you see the light come on. And apparently this person has a very, very good flashlight because they have a lot of light energy coming out of it. Yes, Jadine.
It's heat energy too because flashlights get hot.
You're right. We can actually put that. So a flashlight, if you have it on for a little bit, it's not a big deal, but you're right. If you leave a flashlight on for like a very long time, it can get very warm.
Mister, I know that because my sister plays with them, and whenever I touch it, it gets hot.
Yeah, when you have a flashlight on, or any kind of light on, usually for a very long time, it can start to get very hot. Yes, Violet.
It's mechanical because you're holding it too and
In this
using it.
picture, no, because he's not moving. He's just kind of holding it out.
Sadie!
But if you have, they have certain kinds of flashlights that are made for like emergency situations where you might not always have batteries. And they usually have like a thing on the side that you wind up. Those would be mechanical because you have to wind it to make it turn on.
I have one of those.
Yeah, they're very, very handy to have. Okay, here. Here, we're using mechanical energy because the wind is spinning our turbines, but we're making electrical energy. So we're making that electrical energy when the turbines inside spin, when the wind blows past them. And as they spin, like I said earlier, they roll over and over and over, and that helps us to create that electrical energy so that we can use it in our houses. Okay, there's 5. 1, 2, oh, sorry, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different slides that have 3 check marks. Okay, you don't have to use all 3. Like we saw, some pictures might only show us one kind of energy that's being made. Some might show us a couple. But I want you to go through these last 6 slides. And I want you to go ahead and to put the check marks on what kind of energy you think is being made.
Mister,
Yes, ma'am.
4 of them, they're like the whole page is blank. All I could see is the words and the check marks.
Let me check yours. Let me check. Yours all look okay to me, Jadine.
Mine is completely loaded and it doesn't show anything.
Try reloading it again, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm looking at the one that you have, the copy you have, and everything is there. Yes, Alexa.
Which one do we start on? The sun
Start
one?
on number 11. It's got a
Okay,
picture of a
thank you.
match, and you put a check mark over whatever kind of energy you think is being made.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Jaylene.
On mine, where the football one is, it doesn't have the arrows on it.
Let me check yours. Where are you? There we are. No, they're there, baby. I see them.
Like it doesn't have the arrows on like the boxes.
Oh yeah, just move them to where they belong.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
No problem. What's up, Alexa?
So the fire picture is here, right, Heath? And
Which one? This one? The stove?
no, the fire
Oh,
one.
well, don't tell me. Everyone's got to figure that out on their own.
Oh, okay.
The last ones you're doing on your own. And then when you finish putting the check marks over the different kinds of energy you think they're being made, you turn it in. Noah,
If we're done, do we leave?
if you're done, then that's it for the day, Noah. What's up, Christopher?
I was gonna ask if we're gonna do DCR today.
Oh, no, not today, sir.
Bye, though,
Ezekiel.
because I